Welcome to The Bold Book of the Day with Dr. Denise Nicholson, a show that is a central hub and safe space for authors to share their stories. The Bold Book with Dr. Denise begins now.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Denise Nicholson, and this podcast is for anyone looking for inspiration. Today, I have the beautiful and wonderful author, Fiona Salmon. She is incredible human being, and I can't wait for you guys to learn some more about her. Fiona, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Denise. Thank you so much. I
I have
appreciate
been
you.
looking forward to this conversation.
Me too, for sure. It has been a while.
Your story is incredibly inspiring, and so I have been looking to share it with the audience. You are from Jamaica, West Indies. Big up yourself. And you became an author, entrepreneur, and you have an aviation profession. Tell us about your profession in the aviation field.
Yes, so currently I do work as a crew scheduler for a Japanese company. I work with pilot schedulers, the pilots, to make sure that they are notified of their schedule changes, make sure that their alcohol level is good for flying, adjusting their schedule maybe for unforeseen events like sick call or family emergencies. If there's any delay, to avoid delays. So yes, I do that, and also schedule delays as well for the crew to get adequate rest. So overall, I do manage their schedule, make sure that they have the right training, they're on top of their yearly training. Also do logistics as well, and hotels, tickets, just name it. Everything to manage the crew. That's what I do in my 9 to 5 job.
We appreciate you, girl, because let me tell you, I know the airline you work for may not be the airline we travel with, but just knowing that, there's someone as capable and interested as you behind the scenes, making sure everybody get their rest. Somebody's so responsible. I appreciate it.
That's
So
right.
thank you for sharing that. Now, can you take us back to your early days in Swaby's Hope?
Thank
Because this is where you're from in Manchester, right?
Yes, I am from Swaby Hope, a little district off the main of Spurtree. Some
Mhm.
people might can relate to French Park or Berry Hill, nearby communities. But yes, I'm from that little town of Swaby Hope.
So, what persuade you to go into a career in aviation, and what led, what led to you going into your career as aviation from Swaby's Hope?
Yes, so I'm always interested in the aviation. As a little girl, I always wanted to be a flight attendant, and I did not achieve that. However, I'm still in the aviation industry. I started working on cruise ships. That's where I started, and then I transitioned into the air, working as a crew scheduler.
So, take me back a little bit and let me paint a picture for my audience. How was your upbringing back home in Swaby's Hope?
Uh, Growing up, it was pretty hard. It was 9 children.
Hmm.
The last girl of three, and I do have 6 brothers. However, my sister passed away from HIV, and that's also in my
Oh,
book.
oh
And
wow.
yes, and they always said that being poor is a crime. Then I
Hmm.
can really attest to that, that being poor is really a crime. Whereas we move from being bartered out, meaning having to go stay with other people, or
Hmm.
having to exchange our services, meaning go help clean the house, or just do chores in order to survive, because my dad works away. So during that time that he's not there, we have to figure life out. So life was really rough growing up.
Mm. And it was you and the nine all together. You guys lived in one place.
So my brother, one of my brother went to live with my uncle in Kingston,
Hmm.
because I guess he realized that we didn't have the space We didn't have the space, so he stepped in and he took my smaller brother to live with him in Kingston. So it was
Mm.
actually 8 of us, along with my mom and my dad. Yes.
Okay, so your parents were there. It's just that your father worked outside of the community for some time. So when he was away, things was hard.
Yes. So what happened is my mom was a stay-at-home mom, having so many children back in the days. Not can't afford daycare services. She stayed at home, so my father will come like on a weekend, like the Friday, and he will stay the weekend. And then once he gets all the necessary things that we need for the week, then he will leave on a Monday or probably on a Sunday. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, the food run out in the middle of the week, so we have to figure it out. So we all went hustling. So that's where our hustling skills do came in.
Okay, so you had a pretty difficult upbringing, fending for yourself sometimes. And do you feel that because you were fending for yourself, sometimes you guys put yourself in, harm's way?
Um, Yes, I would say that. Even speaking from my sister who passed away from HIV, I think
Mm-hmm.
that if we had proper support, and that wouldn't have happened, but it did happen. Sometimes, as I said, being poor, it's a crime, and I really, really, really convinced that it is, because sometimes we are put in situations that we don't want to be in. So
Mm-hmm.
it was really hard to navigate all those situations. And growing up, sometimes I wish if I haven't gone into certain situations, but it
Mm-hmm.
is what it is. That was just a part of my growing up.
So, what were some of the most difficult experiences for you as a child? One of the
I
places
think
that you went to when you were like, this is dangerous, I shouldn't even be here, or these people are not who my parents think they are.
I think if I can recall is when I went to stay with my grandmother, who she was unable to see. So I was her eyes and ears to everything. And my
Mm-hmm.
aunt who was there, I think that she took me for granted during that time, knowing that, it's like, oh, I'm giving you a bed to sleep on by yourself. So um, yeah, so that was rough situation. She would take disadvantage of the situation. There are
Mm-hmm.
times I remember we just live across around the corner from school, and I will see her kids went off to school very, very early, not missing the bell or anything, and I would have to stay behind because I'm waiting on her to get my hair done, or to do something for me to go to school. So I'm always left behind.
Boy, look at life. She took advantage of you. She didn't treat you like she should have, and I'm sure now she regrets that. And or, she think, okay, this is not my child. She can wait. I'm doing her a favor. She can wait. And now look at you now. You've written this
Yeah,
beautiful memoir. It will be long,
yes,
but it's not forever. And in this book, I know
yes.
you detail your journey. What motivated you to write this book, and how did the writing process affect you? Recalling all of the things you've gone through.
It was a very, very hard process. What really motivated me to wrote this book is my son. My son, who is 20 now, and during COVID, he had a lot of questions. I left him, not left him, but he was staying with his father from age 5. So I have missed out a lot of his years because I went on working on the ship. I would go home, I will juggling trying to finish my degree and everything. So I have missed out a lot. So it was during that time he had a lot of questions because his father told him a lot. most of which was not true, and I had to clarify. So he had a lot of questions. So I said, you know what? I always dreamt of writing a book one day. Why not just go ahead and document everything? And that's exactly what I did. During the writing process, I would say it
Yes.
was quite challenging. It took me back to places that I didn't want to go back to. It reopens a lot of doors that I didn't want to open, but I had to
Mhm.
face it on. And trust me, there are a lot of tears that came. Um, and after completing the book and reading it back through, I must say that I have healed from just writing it. I was able to heal.
Amen. You know what? I realized that writing is so therapeutic. And
Oh,
although you don't
yes,
want to open the wounds, it is opening the wound that is going to help you to clean and cleanse what's going on and what your emotions were during those time, because sometimes you don't even think about your emotions during that time. You bury everything or you try to put a band-aid over the big sore and it doesn't heal. It is there, and because you put it away, it even gets worse because you're not talking about it. You're not working on,
that's
you're not reflecting on your feelings. And once you start reflecting on your feelings, then you start to see, oh my goodness, I was angry for a good reason. You know, I was sad for good reasons. I was hungry and trying to take care of
true.
myself, you know? So it's really
That's right.
important for us to write, even if it's not a book to be published, just start
Yes,
journaling, writing how you feel
that's
and how you felt when you were going through these inflictions,
that's right.
because it is so healing.
I totally agree with you. I think that oftentimes we tend to tell ourselves that we're okay. You know, if someone asks us, "How are you doing?" the first reaction is, "I'm doing good. I'm doing great." But are you really great? That's the question. And as you said, going back to document how you're feeling is very important. And also dealing with those emotions and being honest with yourself in the moment is very, very important as well too.
And a lot of times we judge ourselves for the decisions we had to make when we were put into those, situations. But I want you to think about this. Our body is going to help us to survive the moment, the things
That's
that we're
right.
going through. Whatever you did, you can forgive yourself because you needed to do that to
Mm.
survive. You needed to do whatever you thought was the best thing at the time to survive. So a lot of times we tend to judge ourselves instead of saying, "Girl, look what we did. We got through it. Thank
Yes,
you,
that's so
girl,
true.
for getting me
That's so
through it."
true.
Yes, so we need to look at our
Yeah.
older selves and be like,
Yes,
"You the bomb. You did that. We did that. We are here today. We survived." And we survived because we did what we needed to do. And it may not be pretty. Now that you're looking back at it, you're like, okay, I could have done something
hmm,
else. You maybe could have, but you did what you needed to do. And now you are in a safe place. And if you're
yes.
still not in a safe place, then you need to look at, what do I need to do in this situation? It's not over.
That's I totally agree with you. You know what I have to learn in just recent times is saying to myself, "You did well." And accepting that I did well. I always like, oh, you know, I just did this, and I'm like, if I'm waiting on someone else to tell me that I did well, I'm not ever gonna get that. So I have to tell myself that, Fiona girl, you did well, and that's you, and you're climbing stages, and it's okay to take that back.
We try to look at the world and wait for validation, but we need to like ourselves first in order for us to do well in
That's
this world. No matter how much you accomplish, you will feel much better when you start to celebrate yourself and like yourself. You don't have to celebrate in the public, but you can celebrate inside. You can, finish writing your book and just say, you know what? Yes, I did this. You don't need to have no wine, no champagne. You just need to be celebrating by doing something that makes you feel special. So, celebrating is very important because what we try to do is just put it off and start a new project. Say, "Oh, I'm done with that," and start a new project.
That,
And it's good to have ambition and goals, but you need to celebrate because waiting for someone else to celebrate you is like you're giving them the power. So give yourself the power
that,
and yeah, give yourself the power and celebrate yourself. Like yourself first. Okay. In your
that's
book,
right.
you mentioned a letter to your son as your favorite chapter. Why was it so?
It's my favorite chapter. For one, is my son will have this forever to look back on. Um, Also, I just want to be vulnerable in that moment to let him know exactly how I feel. And sometimes, as parents, we tend to tell our kids, but I don't think that they take it serious. So I said, this letter, my son will definitely know the guts that it took me to actually pen this. So this I want to leave with him as a legacy, that no matter what, I was always there, always turned up and showed out for him. So I want to
How
remind him of that.
how old was he when he came back to live with you?
So my son was 19 when he migrated here to
Okay.
live with me, and then just for a short while, and then he went off to the Navy. So he's away again. So I'm navigating that distance again, all over again, living it. So it's okay, but it's on a different level and it feels different.
Now, you said you had a period of time when you were separated from him when he was young. How old was he when he went to live with his father, and how old was he when he came back to live with you?
So at the time, my son was 5 years old when he went to stay with his father.
Yeah.
We had an agreement that I wanted to go back to school because I started my degree in 2000, and I never lose track of it. Even though I got pregnant, I dropped out of university. I was going to a Christian university at the time, so I couldn't have gone to school being pregnant. So I
Mm.
dropped out. I stayed out for a while. Life got really, really tough. I had to go get a job. His father wasn't around for a period of time. And then I said, you know what? I am going to seize the moment to go back to school. So I told him that, hey, I need some help. I need to go back to school. So he said, you know what? I'm coming back from Cayman to help you with him. So I thought that, okay, fine. He's coming back. He's supporting my dreams of going back to school. Never did I know that it's not going to be that easy. There are
Mhm.
times when he will hid him from me. There are times when I wouldn't get days, weeks, months went by. I wouldn't get to talk to him.
Mhm. Mhm.
So no matter the money that I keep sending to support or to help here and there, it's just not giving me um, access to him. So I
Hmm.
said, you know what? I'm going to take this to the court and let them decide to at least give us 50-50 custody. When I went in that courtroom, man, you guys have to read the book to see what happened. It wasn't easy. The judge ruled for him to have 100% custody. So
Oh
that's
my
what
God.
exactly. Yes. So that's what happened. And throughout that time, oh my God, I was broken, real
Mm.
broken.
So
There
you
are
go
days
to the court for support, for help, for more
yes,
guidance, and
yes,
instead they used it against you and was like, okay,
that's right.
yeah,
That's
that
right.
is that is so, we have to address that because that is painful that you as a mother wanted to take the time to work on yourself so that you can put your son in the trust of someone that you trust your ex partner, and that's his father. You trust his
Yes,
father, and so you said, you know what, I need to work on myself so that I can provide for him for the future. I don't want him to suffer like I did. So I'm going to go back to school and I need your help. I trust you. This is your son. This is our son. And I trust you. But he's doing his own thing. He's using the advantage of having your son as a punishment. So, okay, he's going to decide when you see him and when not, when you don't see him. And
That's
that's how some people are. But you now turn to the courts and say, "Hey, I need your help because this man is unfair and he's doing whatever he wants. I'm going months without seeing my child when I'm sending support, and I should be able to see him as frequently as we agreed." And the judge turned around and said, "No, you go and go school. Let him take care of him 100." And was he kind about it, or was he being an ass about it?
and it's a female judge. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know what side she was on that day, but I don't know if she realized that I was the one who is trying to have access to my child.
Hmm.
So the father was just talking, and I wouldn't given any chance to talk, and he would just talk over me. As soon as I start to talk or explain my side, he would, and I just stop. And to my surprise, I guess the judge believed him.
Mm. Ladies, we have to support each other. Okay. We need to make that our mantra. We need to make that um, one of the things that with the platforms and the values that we stand on, help and to support women as much as possible, because you're a woman and you maybe haven't gone through some of the things that
That's
women
right.
have gone through, but remember, it is always harder if it for women in most places in the world. You don't have to have the same experience, but just knowing that it's harder for most women in the world, it is not easy. So just when you're in position to help, stop and think, and instead of starting to judge someone, just stop and think, if I were in that person's shoe, how would I want the outcome to be? How can I help? So that's another thing we have to work on as women. We have to really be there for each other more frequently, especially when it's a mother, it's a mom. Anyway, thank you for being transparent and sharing with us, a little bit of what happened. I hope to find out more in the book. I know faith played a pivotal role in your journey. Can you share a little bit about a moment when faith gave you the strength to overcome, honey?
Yes, so I must say that throughout every step in life, there has always been someone to take me to the next step. God always sends someone. So if I can't figure it out, He always sends someone, maybe for a short period of time, just to take me to the next step, and then they just disappear. So just looking back at everything, I'll tell you that God's love has sustained me right throughout my journey. Even with the relationship with my son, God has helped us to able to bridge in those gaps, those years of separation, and being understanding with each other. So it's only the grace of God.
Beautiful. I like that you were able to, restore your relationship with your son, because after all, you did it for him.
Yes, yes, definitely. Um, I must say to my son, if he's watching, I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of the man that you have become, and I'm really proud of your future. So thank you for being so loving, and also be gentle with me, and as we navigate this path together.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. What advice would you give to single mothers as they are navigating separation from their children or striving to just have a better future?
I would say to single mothers who are going through, who can relate to my story, that never give up on your kids. I know that there are times when you feel like give up, the next person is fighting so hard with you, but never ever give up. continue show up, whether it's directly or indirectly. Keep those windows of communication open. We have advanced so much in technology, where you can WhatsApp, you can um, I mean, one finger click away. Back in those days, I didn't have that opportunity.
Mhm.
So use all the resources that you have to stay in contact. Also, try to find people, or surround yourself with people who are going somewhere, who always speak positivity over your life and being supportive. Not only said, "Oh, girl, I understand what you're going through," but no, you find people who can elevate you, who can help you to relieve some of that anger. Because trust me, those days are it wasn't easy. I wouldn't tell you that I wasn't angry. I was such an angry woman, but I surround myself with people who are positive, who are uplifting. Find a group that makes you feel that way, make you feel belong. And trust me, it will belong, but it won't be forever. Everything has
Mm.
a season. Your challenges are just your setback for bigger appointments in life.
I like that you said it will be long, but it won't be forever. You know why? Because sometimes people will say, it's soon over, it's soon over, it's soon over. And sometimes it's not soon over. It takes time for you to get to the goals that you want for it to be over. It takes time for you to even create that
That's
plan and navigate through that plan. For example, you're looking for a brighter future for your child. So you thought, okay, education is certainly going to be one of those keys to make sure that I attain the success that I want. So you go off and it just made things a little bit harder, but you did the
yes,
right thing. Sometimes you're doing the right thing and you're not seeing the results yet. Just don't dig up the seed, let it stay, because every seed takes time to germinate and to grow. So don't dig up the seed.
that's
You're doing the right thing. Just give it time to grow.
That's right. And I would say also add to that that sometimes you doubt yourself and you wonder if you're doing the right thing. Trust me, follow your instinct. Whatever your instinct says, go ahead with it. Sometimes it's just good to lower the volume of the outside noises so you can be focused and stay in your lane, because your day will be at the finish line one day. So just continue pressing on, focus on your lane.
Absolutely. Keep working on yourself. When you see that there's a problem and a goal that you're trying to reach, look inward. Look at you. How can I grow? How can I change? Don't wish that it's going to be better. Wish that you were better. Don't wish that things were easier. Work on yourself so that you can reach the goals that you want in life. Don't think that if it were better, I'll be better. No, things are going to be
That's
tough.
right.
There's always going to be a period of time when the seasons is rough. And so if you work on
Yeah.
yourself, you'll be able to navigate. If you get stronger, you'll be able to navigate. If you get better, you'll be able to navigate. So work on yourself. Get stronger, get smarter, get better.
I said how I balance everything is that after my 9 to 5 job, I do my hustling on the side. So I do have rental properties where I manage as well. I have to manage my tenants. There are other things that I'm doing. I have my T-shirt line. It will be long, but not forever. I have to manage that as well. And I also have a barware set on Amazon called Ionia 8-piece barware set. So if you're looking to mix up a storm for the Christmas holiday for mocktails or so, go ahead and check that out as well. And also managing my book and managing being a mother as well.
Woo! I thought I was busy. You're a busy woman. Yes.
Yes, I am quite, yeah, I'm busy. Yes.
You are building a legacy, and your book highlights the importance of leaving a legacy. What legacy do you hope your memoir will create for your son and future generations?
I definitely want to create this legacy for, especially for my son, to look back to see what I have done with all the challenges that I have encountered, but I didn't give up. And
Mhm.
there's no reason for you to give up when opportunities do present themselves. So it's either you're going to turn that lemon into lemonade and make it
That's
happen for
right.
yourself, because I did it and you can do it, and even far way better than how I did it. So there's always room for improvement, always room for growth. And I just want to challenge everyone that the legacy that I want to leave behind is never give up. Even when life throw you down, pick yourself up and keep going, because guess what? It will be long, but not forever. There's an end to every season, and maybe it's just your season, so you just have to make your lemonade.
You are inspiring. I know you've had your seasons of poverty, seasons of abuse, seasons of loss,
Yes.
but you emerged triumphant. And I just want to say thank you for coming and sharing a little bit of your story. But what would you say was the most critical mindset or the skill that helped you to persevere and become the woman you are today?
I think my grandmother, living with my grandmother, has paved the way for me to be focused, and there are no limitations. My
Mm.
grandmother, she was blind, and even though she
Mhm.
was blind, she was able to still be an entrepreneur. She would make those popsicles and sell. She would
Mm.
sell her little candies and everything. So even though she was blind, she was making a way for herself. Yes, I was
Mhm.
her eyes and ears. I would be like, "Oh, mama, this person coming," and she'll be like, "Oh, don't tell that person that I'm actually here." And I'm like, "But mama, you're sitting right here." So, so
Mm.
I really, really admire the um, the strength that my grandmother had, and she was an entrepreneur. And if she did it, I can do it too. So that was the strength that I gained from my grandmother.
Beautiful. It sounds like you had some moments of development and mindset change when you went to live with your grandmother because she was an entrepreneur and you may have learned how to navigate the entrepreneurial world by watching her and being her eyes.
Yeah. Yes,
Now,
definitely, definitely. My grandmother was strong.
mhm. And you had the blessings of being, were you the only grandchild around her? Because you said your aunt had children also.
No, so it was actually it turned into four of us. At beginning it was three of us and then four. So I was the only girl. The
Okay.
others were, my cousins who were male at the time. Yes.
That was a
Yes.
blessing. Yes.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Yes, I was her ears, I was her helping hands, because as I said, she was blind, she lost her feet as well.
Mm.
So yes, I was her little helper. I questioned her, and there are many stories and many moments that we spent together.
Sound like your grandmother had diabetes. She had some challenges from that.
Yes, she
Yes,
had.
yes, yes. Yeah.
She did.
So I understand because I was offering you. Okay, I understand. I was talking to her about black cake, and she's like, "No, son, we not mess with them thing there."
Yeah.
So now I understand. But of course, we have to realize that our health is in our hands. For mostly, some things we can't. We just get the luck of the draw, and you have to deal with it. But mostly, you're in control and you're doing the right things. I just want to say that
That's right. That's
as a
right.
day as a debut author, what are your hopes for your book?
My hopes, um, I always try to dream big, but I will definitely would love to see my book turn into a movie one day, maybe
Hmm.
from the Oprah Free Network or Tyler Perry. Definitely, that's my hope. I tend to dream big, and if I fall below, then that's fine.
That's
I will definitely like to be more visible on social media because to put a book out there, I was off social media for such a long time, years, maybe over 25 years. So I didn't even know how to navigate it. I had to seek help as how to navigate social media. So I would definitely want to put myself out there a little bit more, be just be me and
Yeah.
turned up as being me all day long. Definitely.
I'm excited for you and I am proud of you. You are doing it and getting the help when you come up on hurdles. That's what we got to do. We have to take charge of our lives. We have to take charge of our future.
Yes.
And if you are living in this century, you need to understand social media, honey. And so I am proud of you for getting
Yes.
the help that you need to make sure that you are as visible as you can be in each season. I can't wait for you guys to pick up this book and read it. It is called It Will Be Long, but Not Forever by Fiona Salmon. Where can they get their copy, Fiona?
If you're looking for a personalized copy, you can go ahead and purchase these books through Facebook, TikTok, and also Instagram, where I will definitely send you a personalized copy of my book with my signature, also with a T-shirt if you do choose that package. The T-shirt and the book goes along with that. Also, if you're looking to get my book internationally, you can purchase my book through Amazon, and the shipping is pretty much fast and easy. So those are the places that you can actually pick up my books.
You can't beat the quick reception of Amazon, but if you want a signatured copy, you can go to her website or her TikTok. Please share your handles, your TikTok and social media handles.
Yes, so my TikTok is Yonia. So that's my brand's name, Yonia. That's Yonia, Yonia underscore distributors. That's on TikTok. On Facebook, my business page is Yonia, as in Yonia underscore distributors. Also, if you just want to send me a DM, a personal DM, you can personal DM me at Fionia underscore Salmon. That's Fionia underscore Salmon. And also on Facebook as Fionia underscore Salmon.
Got it? Okay. So, Fiona, thank you so much for coming and being transparent. But
Yes.
before you go, there are three questions that I love to ask all my guests. So, what
Yes.
is one bold promise that you can share with your audience?
One bold promise is that I will always continue to go, take it stage by stage as I go along. It's not easy being vulnerable in this space on social media. But one thing I promise myself that I will always show up and show out as my authentic self. And that's what I want you to do for 2025 is show up and show out. Being you. It's okay to be different.
Exactly. And if you are not different, it's okay also. Because sometimes people feel like they need to
Yes,
have this big character and big personality, but you don't. You just need to be you. That's it. Go out there and show people you,
yes,
however you are. What is a bold
yes.
statement that you can share with the audience that will cause a paradigm shift?
I just want to say, I know I overuse this title of my book, but the title came from my sister who passed away from HIV. And hence, that's why I named my book, It Will Be Long But Not Forever. That statement lives with me forever. It goes a far way. No matter what your situation is, it will be long, but not forever.
You speak highly of your sister. You sound like you guys had a good relationship. How is it without your sister now?
It has been rough Pretty much rough because my sister was my idol. My
Mm.
sister believed in me. My sister pushed me. She said, Fiona, I didn't finish high school, but girl, I see you in me. That's what she would say every day. And those words remained in me that I'm not doing this all for myself, but I'm doing it in honor of her as she inspired me a lot. She inspired me a lot. She pushes me a lot. So yes, my sister was one of my major motivators as well.
It's beautiful that you continue to honor her throughout your promotion for your book and, all of these stages that you're on. And I think it's a wonderful thing to highlight your sister, knowing that she was such a support to you. So thank you for, honoring her. What's a bold move you'd like to
Thank
make
you.
in the future?
One of the bold moves that I will definitely looking forward to make is continue to make my book accessible and also continue to show up and show out. I'm looking forward to my book tour in Jamaica in February of 2025. So for all my supporters, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. And thank you for welcoming me with open arms. And I'm also looking to be more visible on social media with interactive contents, um, and making sure that I see everyone. And I'm looking to remain humble. That's my goal for 2025 is remaining humble, flourish 2025.
Let me tell you, we do not have to be humble, honey. We do not need to be humble. We hear that a lot because of how we were brought up, and they tell you, humble yourself. We don't need to be humble in 2025. In 2025, we are going to show up and show off. And I'm going to
So,
see you at the authors conference. We have an authors conference coming up in
yes,
May 22nd to 25th. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at Authors Quantum Leap Your Life. So come on up and quantum leap your life and don't be humble.
thank
Come
you.
out and show up and show off. If you are listening or watching and you would like to write your book and get your book idea out of your head and onto paper, send me an email to authordnicholson@gmail.com. I can help you. And if you have already written a book, send me an email and join our bookstore, the Bold Bookstore online. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining us for the Bold Book of the Day with Dr. Denise Nicholson, a central hub and a safe space for authors to share their stories. Follow Dr. Denise on Facebook and Instagram at Denise Nicholson or go to denisenicholson.com. Remember, no one can share your story better than you.